Welcome to the deep dive. So we're jumping right into a platform today called Sparkpayouts. And this site, it's promising these like massive crypto rewards just for doing simple surveys.
Right?
The big hook, the thing they advertise, is payouts up to $20 per survey.
$20.
Yeah, which, I mean, if that actually worked, you could make $100 doing, what, 5 quick surveys?
And that right there should be setting off alarm bells for, well, for anyone who's seen these kinds of sites before. Our mission here is really to, quickly spot those red flags on sites that seem, frankly, too good to be true. That kind of payout usually screams something's off.
Okay, so let's unpack that. Where do we start? Maybe their history. They claim they were founded back in 2020.
Yeah, suggesting they've been around for, 3 years or so? Gives them a bit of credibility, right?
Right. But our sources did a WHOIS lookup, to see who actually registered the site and when.
And, the result was, it completely contradicted their story. The domain wasn't registered in 2020. It was registered just a few days before the research happened, August 25th, 2025 specifically.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So they basically just launched and pretended they'd been around for years.
Exactly. Making up a history like that, that's a huge, immediate red flag.
Yeah.
It tells you something's not quite legitimate.
Okay, so the history is bunk. What about the core promise?
Yeah.
The $20 for, 14 questions. Is that even possible? Maybe it's super niche data.
Well, you'd think, right? But only if they were actually trying to get good data. And the really weird thing here, no control question.
Control questions. Remind me.
Those are the checks legit survey sites use. Really simple stuff like what color is the sky or select the second option just to make sure you're actually reading and paying attention, not just clicking randomly.
Ah, right. Quality control.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
without them, the data they're collecting is basically garbage.
So they're paying $20 for potentially useless answers. That makes no sense.
It makes no economic sense if data is the goal. It suggests their real goal isn't getting quality feedback. It's probably more about keeping you clicking, keeping you on the site, generating traffic.
Which I guess leads us straight into the withdrawal situation. Because you rack up all this supposed money.
Right, these big, easy earnings.
And then you hit a wall when you try to actually get the money.
Precisely. The minimum withdrawal amount is set at $500.
500. Seriously, that seems incredibly high.
It's exceptionally high. Typical legit sites, maybe $2, $5, $10 max usually to cash out.
Why 500?
Well, it forces you to spend a ton of time on their platform.
Right.
Clicking surveys, maybe watching ads, just generating revenue for them, all while making it really, really hard for you to ever reach that target and actually withdraw. It's a delay tactic, basically, a massive one.
And does anyone actually get paid? Did the sources find any proof?
That's the other thing. Checks across social media, places like Facebook, couldn't find a single verified independent proof of payment from any real user. Nothing.
And support, if you run into trouble.
They supposedly have live chat, but the experience was, slow, automated, and pretty much useless. No real help.
Okay, so it's looking pretty shaky. Fabricated history, unrealistic pay for bad data, impossible withdrawal limit, no proof of payouts.
And there's often one final step, a sort of last-ditch effort if someone does somehow manage to grind their way to that $500.
What's that?
Just before you withdraw, they might suddenly ask you to pay a processing fee or something. Or maybe worse, complete a full KYC process.
Know your customer.
Right.
Which means handing over sensitive documents like ID, address proof.
Exactly, your personal data, which confirms the whole thing probably wasn't about paying you for surveys at all.
It was about harvesting your time, or maybe even your identity.
It suggests the target was you, yes. Your data, your time.
Okay, so let's sum this up. The sources point to, 3 main red flags for Sparkpayouts?
Yeah, I'd say 3 big ones. First, the payouts are just way too high, completely unrealistic, especially with zero quality control, like those missing control questions.
Right.
Second, the history. It's provably fake. They weren't founded in 2020. They just appeared.
Okay. And third?
That crazy high withdrawal limit, the $500, it's basically designed so you generate traffic for them, but likely never, ever see a dime.
It definitely paints a picture.
Which leaves us with a question for you, the listener. If a platform makes it seem incredibly easy to earn hundreds of dollars, but then puts up huge roadblocks to actually getting paid, and maybe asks for fees or sensitive data at the end, what's the real goal? Is it paying you?
Or is it just about harvesting your time, your clicks, maybe even your personal information? Something to think about before you hit register on the next site that looks too good to be true.